Hey there, beautiful soul family. Thanks for joining me, and welcome to your daily inspiration and affirmations on Unmasked Universe, where we unmask the universe that lives inside of you. So happy that you're here spending a little time with me today. It's a beautiful day where I live. It's actually quite warm, so I'm going to go for a bit of a walk later. I was going to hit up the gym, and I'm like, well, I should take advantage of this beautiful day and actually go for a walk outside. I'm not much for cold. I actually prefer warmer temperatures. So I think I'm in the wrong place. Besides that, I hope that, yeah, you're enjoying your beautiful Sunday, that you're catching a few rays yourself if the sun is out. If it's not, then, some people like cloudy, rainy, snowy days. Whatever the weather is, doesn't matter. Hope you're having a great day. Why don't we get started with a energy card today? When I was shuffling, one did come out, so we'll see if it comes out again. I've already tapped into the collective energy. I have pre-shuffled all the cards ahead of time. Oh, ooh, I got a whole bunch of cards, so I'm going to take that first one that came out. Hmm. Okay. See what we have here. Interesting combination. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so we have the thinking man, but he was in reverse. The door to value, upright. Okay. And then patience, which was also in the reverse. So I'm just going to take a moment here. Get the energy of these cards. Hmm. So for some of you, I'm already getting a message that some of you have perhaps been waiting on some other relationship coming through. Perhaps I don't like to use the labels, but you may identify with them, which is why they're coming through. A twin flame, a soulmate partnership, a high level soulmate, not a karmic soulmate. I'm getting that some of you have been waiting specifically on somebody. And the somebody has been thinking and thinking and thinking about this specific relationship, this tie. And there has been a lot of patience on your behalf having to wait. Perhaps you have been working on yourself a lot, and the other person is waiting for or has been waiting for you to let go of something. And because we've just closed out some cycles here, it seems as though for whomever this is resonating with, it seems as though that you have successfully let go of, I'm picking up strongly some past relationship. And for others of you, I'm also picking up an addiction. And so this person, whomever it is, has been waiting for you on a soul level to love yourself enough to let go of whatever it was that you just let go of. It may not even just be those two categories. It could be a few other things, but those are the strongest threads of consciousness that I'm receiving right now. And so they're now recognizing your your value because you have recognized that value within yourself and said no to whatever it was that was not in service of you. And so you have been patiently waiting, patiently waiting, patiently waiting, patiently waiting. However, a cycle needed to close in your own life before this person could enter and see your full value and potential. So you had to close out a chapter in your life or a cycle or a pattern. There was something that you've closed out recently that is allowing this person to fully recognize your value now. And that may come across sounding kind of harsh, but when you don't recognize your own value, you can't be a match to a high level soulmate who recognizes their own value. So in order to be a match, you have to see the value within yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to become and embody all of the things that you want to see from a partner. And so the waiting game is potentially over for some of you. That may not resonate for all of you, but this is initially what I'm getting because the patience card was in reverse. So it seems like there's no need to be patient anymore. For some of you, you may be getting some messages or there may be movement in the near future, if not today, uh, or even a phone call. Or perhaps a chance meeting if you haven't met this person yet, if it hasn't been on in your periphery, who it was or who it is, if it's not somebody that you've already met and you're aware of, this could be somebody who's coming into your life. So it could be a chance encounter while you're out and about. So just be aware of that. Now, I am going to read the reversal for that card because there seems to be something else coming through. I'm not clear on what the stream means here. So just give me 1 minute. 46. Okay. There's something else coming through that I need to get out, they're telling me. So 1 moment here. At least this book is organized by number. I like that. All right. So the thinking man in this position could represent a male in authority who is not acting in your best interest. But this card reversed is more about you than about others in your life. This card is, or this card in this position usually indicates that such a learning and growth such a learning and growth are actually a part of your own path and you're not heeding the call. You may be destined to be a therapist, teacher, writer, publisher, psychic, or healer of some sort. Your soul longs to serve in this capacity, whether professionally or just in your personal life, but something seems to be blocking your way. But it's time to break through and move in this direction now. Remember what you learned during your own growth. You'll be able to share with others, often adding your own compassion and profound personal wisdom. Okay. Yeah, and I had a feeling like something was blocked there, which is why I wasn't like I could pick up on it, but I was getting blocked. So, um, for others of you in the collective right now, this is tying into some of the past experiences that the past energies that we've been going through. And so what's holding you back from movement is seeing your own personal value at this time. And they're saying, like, time's up. It's time to make a choice right now. So there's no longer, you've been presented with this opportunity, and that would lead into these adjacent possibilities cards that we were receiving recently. But the time in which you can access that opportunity is closing. So time's up. If you choose to move forward, then you choose to walk through that door, or repeat a cycle for whatever amount of time that you need to in order to learn the lesson, to actually take action on it. So for some of you, you have this calling inside. Even if you're not fully aware of what it is, you have a calling and you feel pulled to it. You can feel that energy pulling you in the direction. And so the only thing that's blocking you right now is these feelings of lack of worth, essentially. So you're feeling unworthy, or you're feeling fear and insecurity about the fact that for some of you, I'm getting that you don't know what you're doing, that you're new, that you don't have any experience, that, it's scary. You don't know how to get started. There's so many different fears and anxieties that can come up around these things of starting new paths, new ventures. I get it. We've all been there. And those of you who haven't, you're listening right now so that, it's your turn. But eventually you're going to look back, as the card says, and you're going to be able to use whatever wisdom and knowledge and information you've gathered from your life experiences to help serve humanity in whatever form you've been called to serve in. And so it is now time to really see that what is coming up for you is also an opportunity. So if you have fear, if you have anxiety, if you have feelings around a lack of self-worth, understand that these things are just coming up to show you what needs to be released and overcome. And especially with fear, fear is one of those funny things. We allow it to control all aspects of our lives. And we stay in terrible situations, in terrible conditions, we do terrible things to our bodies with addictions and things like that for so long, when all it takes is actually a really small window of time to face the emotions and the things that are behind that fear, rather than continue on in a process that is just, it's killing you. Often, when we're living in that life for a long time, when we're living in terrible living conditions and terrible partnerships and terrible situations, when we're doing terrible things to our bodies, we're just killing ourselves instead of facing the fear. And the fear, again, is a construct of the mind. It's not real. It comes from a limiting belief or experience that you had in the past, but it's not real, nor is it relevant. So a lot of you just need to recognize that your fear can be overcome by just taking small steps forward. And yeah, it's scary. I mean, did I get on YouTube and feel this comfortable immediately? No. Maybe I made it seem that way, but everybody has always told me that I make things look effortless, right? That's just my personality. But it wasn't. Inside, I was shaking. Inside, I was squeamish. Inside, I was so nervous. I did not want to do that. I was not able to show up completely authentically, even though I felt way more authentic than I was presenting myself. I couldn't, because I was still dealing with fear. And with each subsequent video I've been making, I relax more and more into myself. I get more comfortable. I feel comfortable talking to a camera, which is so weird. You start to acclimatize yourself little by little. But you can't do that unless you actually take action towards it, until you actually do it and you try it and you don't give up on yourself and you just keep going, even when you think you're sucking at it, even when you think you're doing a terrible job, even when you are just showing up, rolling out of bed first thing in the morning with your coffee, like I did this morning. Like, you just show up. That's all that's being asked of you. You just show up and you surpass your fear. You surpass your anxiety. You surpass your worries and your doubts and your issues around self-worth, because the only way to grow that self-worth and to prove to your ego that it's wrong and you're right and you're in control of how you get to feel and how you get to act and speak and, show up in the world, the only way to do that is to actually show up and do it. To overcome the fear that the lack inside of you is driving. Of course, assess the lack. Assess what, if it's actually true. Is this true? Is what I'm thinking actually true? Because if not, then it's easy to overcome. If you truly believe that that lack within you is true, then that's where you need to start doing some heavier work with the healing, right? And counter all of those negative beliefs with positive beliefs and positive reinforcement constantly. As soon as those thoughts come in, reinforce the opposite so that it becomes your new truth. And take steps in the right direction for you so that you can reaffirm that to yourself. So time is drawing close. We're already 16 minutes in. Oh, wow. Time is drawing to a close, I should say. Okay, so this is a time to act for those of you that this is resonating with. All right, so we have two different streams of consciousness. Let's speed it up here, shall we? I don't want this to be an hour long for all of you. We'll get a affirmation from each deck here. All right, Spirit. Which affirmations are going to best serve the collective today? Thank you. Which affirmations are going to best serve the collective today? Thank you. All right. And I'm just going to get our money magic manifestation cards at the same time. Streamline it a little bit today, since we had double messages coming in. Beautiful. Which affirmations will best support the collective today, please, and thank you, Spirit. Well, pile just jumped out, but never actually, it went right back in. Which affirmations does the collective need most today, Spirit? Please, and thank you. Anything today? Of course, everybody needs to manifest wealth and abundance into their life. So, which one, Spirit? Come in. I know you want to give it to us. There we go. Thank you. That's two. One more, please. And it's 1, 2, 3 on the clock. In alignment. In the flow of things. All right, one more card, please. Oh, we got you. Okay, thank you. They really wanted to make sure you got the right ones today. You always get the right ones. I mean, everything happens exactly as it's supposed to and in divine timing. So, the first one we have is let's go to our affirmations first. I don't usually do it in that order, so it messes me up. Okay. Okay. I just got goosebumps. So the first one is I honor my inner voice. So you know that voice that keeps telling you like, not the critic that's telling you that you're lacking something or you're not worthy of something or that it's too scary. Not that guy or girl, but the one who's saying, yeah, pursue your dreams, pursue your passions, follow what lights you up. I don't know how it sounds for you, but that inner voice that's urging you to go in the direction that you're being called to, that one, you're being asked to honor that, right? Because you're not right now. You're avoiding it. You're not listening. Um, it just reminded me of like, talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. It's kind of what you're doing to your inner voice right now. Like, shh, shh. I'm too busy listening to my inner critic telling me how crummy I am. No, shush that inner critic. They need to take a rest, maybe a dirt nap. How about that? That might be a good idea. All right. Yeah. I've got a little bit of a twisted sense of humor. You might pick up on that here or there. All right, the next one is I am free to choose to live as I wish and to give priority to my desires. What? Okay, yeah, see, that's what we're talking about here. And I manage my time like a boss, and everyone wonders how I do it all. So I'm going to read these cards and show them to you all afterwards. So you can say them out loud or write them down if you wish. Now, for money magic, we have I am all I need to feel safe and secure in the world. Insecurities, right? Yeah. You have everything that you need inside of you. You just need to shush, lay that one down, that inner critic in the dirt and bury it and start following what your inner voice is telling you. Okay. Um, I'm having a good time with you. Hope you're having a good time too. The next one is I attract money like a beautiful magnet. Oh yeah, because we want to attract things. We don't want to have to work tirelessly outside of ourselves to get what we need, right? We just want to work internally on us to become magnetic to attract everything that we want. All right. And for those of you who the first stream, for the first message that came through, resonated with, I am attracting abundant people into my life. So, what this tells me is that um, you should consider um, writing out all of the different characteristics of the people and relationships that you do want to manifest into your life. So you already know what you don't want anymore, right? You never want to go back to said person or friend or anybody who treats you poorly, right? You know what you don't want now. But what is it that you do want? How is it that you want them to relate to you within a relationship of any kind? That could be platonic or romantic, right? How do you see yourself working with them? How much time away do you need? Because some people like me, I like my alone time to recharge because I put out so much energy into the world that I need more time to recover that energy and recharge. So, think about details like that and then be honest with yourself about what the characteristics of these people are, how you want to be treated, how you want them to show up in your life. And I don't mean like specifics about they're going to run into me at the grocery store on this day, in this aisle, at this time. No, 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 that's not what I mean at all. The universe will figure that out for you. We don't need to worry about the how, right? We just need to lay it down for the universe and say, hey, this is what I want to try this time around. Okay. So for you, who that first message was for, make a list, be detailed about what you want. Okay. And you don't have to even put what you don't want. Just put all the things that are opposite to that to what you don't want. Okay. Because if you say don't, the universe doesn't understand don't. No, won't, right? It just sees it as will, yes, you know. So don't put those things down. Put what you do want to manifest into your life, all right? And then last one is I release any fear of being wealthy with love and forgiveness. Okay, so let me just show you the cards here. See if I can do all three at one time. Ooh. Okay, hopefully that was enough time for you to read them out loud. If not, just pause the video, rewind it, come back to the other ones afterwards. Okay, so hmm, for these, I will again, oh, not upside down though. If you're dyslexic at all, that might be hard to read. Man, I am feeling pumped up. The energy in the collective is very beautiful, despite any hiccups that the collective may be having right now. Okay. I'm having hiccups just trying to hold these. All right. Okay. So yeah, it's fairly self-explanatory. I mean, based on what we were already talking about, I kind of tied them in already, but the messages are quite clear today. Yeah. The only differences I'm seeing here is um that there are a few small streams that are saying like, oh, I don't know how I sunk all of a sudden. Small streams here of consciousness um, about time management. And what I'm getting from that is how do I manage starting a new company or starting a new venture or a new project um, while also managing everything else in my life. And now this takes some time, right? It doesn't just all unfold, but you can ask the divine for help. You can ask your spirit team, your ancestors to help you figure this out, and they will show you step by step, like one step at a time, how to fit something else into your schedule, how to rearrange something, or how to tweak something currently in order to give yourself more time. And that could just be in the operations of how you run your life, right? So if you have your life operating in a way that actually opens time for you, and certain things can be put on autopilot tasks, right? And so, you can actually free up time if you have your operating schedule throughout your day organized in a way that it actually saves you time. And so that can mean doing your errands all in a clump. Or depending on if you live in a bigger city, you may want to clump all your errands for one side of the city all in one day and vice versa. Like, don't go just to one store, right? clump it all together. If it's all on that same side of the city or in the general area, clump it all together to save yourself time. It's about efficiency and how to figure out how to run your life in an efficient way as well. So that's coming through. Somebody needed to hear that. And then fear again, door to value. So the other thing that I'm getting with these cards here, the energy cards that came through, and this issue around feeling unworthy. For some of you, you are not feeling confident in being able to ask for reciprocity for the time and energy and services that you put in. So for many empaths, that's really hard to do. This could tie into past life experiences as well, where you were a martyr, or where religion was at play, or your gifts were thought of as something you were just supposed to give freely without any compensation. And that could be resonating with you in this life where you're having difficulty asking for compensation for your gifts. And so with this card, you're being told, like, hey, no, your gifts were given to you so that you could make a living off of them, so that you can be healthy and wealthy. So that's why you have your gifts. You will, like everybody in this next phase of the world and what we're moving into, will need to utilize their gifts in order to create the structure that we're moving into. So it's a self-supportive structure. Some people are really amazing at math. That is their gift. Some people are healers. Some people are builders. Some people are psychics. Some people are designers, right? Everybody comes with these gifts that are innately built into them, and it is for you to utilize them and be compensated fairly for your time and effort, and knowing that you are worthy of receiving that compensation. That can be one of the hardest things to get over if you've had previous lives where you were meant to be the martyr. And so you may want to look at things like this, like, am I having difficulty around feeling worthy of receiving money? Am I acting like a martyr? um, is there some sort of religious or political or cultural belief that I've picked up that is inhibiting my ability to ask for compensation for my gifts and abilities? You know, ask yourself these questions, because for some of you, that's what this is that your your belief system is preventing you from believing that you could actually sustain yourself off of the gifts that you have. Wow. Sorry, I'm distracted. A piece of paper just appeared out of nowhere and slid across my floor. I don't know, from the wall. I have no idea where that came from. Okay. I'm going to take that as confirmation. Um, I lost my train of thought there. Hold on a second. Yummy water. I'm needing a lot of that today. With when I have a lack of sleep, I need more water. Anyhow, so essentially, if you are having this issue around money and around beliefs as to how or whether or not it's going to be able to sustain you, it will, but you have to change your belief structure first. You can't just, um, you could be an excellent whatever it is that you do, and excellent at whatever talents and gifts you have. You could be amazing and mind blowing at it. You could be the best in the world. But if you don't believe in yourself, and you don't believe that you're worthy of receiving compensation for those gifts due to whatever is underlying that belief, then you're never going to attract the people that you want. You might get one or two clients here or there, but it won't be consistent. It's all about energy. And so if your belief system is saying that you cannot have that, then you will not have that. No matter how much work you put into advertising or getting clients or that you put into creating a business, you will never get that. It'll never be stable until you assess the belief system behind it. And that matches the work that you do and your confidence level. Your confidence comes from eliminating these old beliefs and taking action and doing the things. That's how you build your confidence, right? But if your belief system about money and about your gifts and talents don't match, then it's not sustainable. You first have to look at those beliefs, and you can do that along the way. Don't get me wrong. You can start creating and generating some sort of framework for yourself, or even just start getting your feet wet, like a practicum per se. Um, you can start doing that along the way of like while working on your belief system because the two go hand in hand. And so they'll start to reflect each other and create stronger and stronger steps on your foundation as you go along. So if you're in a position where you need, like, you don't have anything left to go back to, say you've lost your job, and that's likely happened to push you into this field that you're supposed to be in. So you can do the two together as you're going forward, rather than just thinking like it's black or it's white. It's not. There is a gray middle. We need to get rid of this black or white thinking too, right? And find that middle path. And that means that, we try out different things. We see what works, we see what doesn't. We put ourselves out there and we build ourselves up from the ground up. But you can't do that if you're not looking at both aspects and see where you're getting stuck and what's limiting you from actually accomplishing your goals and your dreams. Okay, now, moving on, we will get a spirit message. Spirit, what is the most relevant message that the collective needs to hear today, please and thank you? A bunch of cards trying to flip out. What does the collective need to hear today? Thank you. Make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you perceive to be your imperfections. Don't look for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. And so this does tie into everything that we're just saying. Um, you know, you do have the capacity to do what you're being called to do, whether that's actually getting into some sort of new um, career or job, or whether it's just starting a new life over, period, outside of a family or outside of a relationship. Um, it doesn't matter where you're at. The insecurities and the fear in the collective are all the same around what your experience is. And by accepting the call, by accepting that you already have all these resources within you, and by accepting whatever does reveal itself that needs to be purged with grace, with love, with compassion, and understand that, yeah, that's coming from a wounded place. Those parts of you that are creating resistance are just coming from parts of you that are still feeling wounded, triggered, or unsafe. And we still need to treat ourselves with that kindness and compassion when they do come up instead of getting frustrated and taking it out on ourselves. We still need to accept these parts of ourselves because they are valid parts of ourselves, and we don't want to make our shadow bigger and cause more resistance. So we still want to accept them. We still want to find that place within ourselves that allows us to say, yeah, okay, I acknowledge that I have these things, that these are a part of me, and that's okay. But it doesn't mean it's going to hold me back, you know, because you have the choice. It's your choice, right? And and the other thing is that you, in order to feel secure in what you're doing, in order to feel that validation, you need to do that for yourself by showing yourself how capable you are, by feeding yourself all of the validation, all of the things that make you feel secure. Everything that you need to give to you first so that whomever it is that is your clientele, or whomever it is that is your partner, whomever it is that it is your friend, whatever circumstance you're trying to attract and start creating in your life that you want to come into your life, you have to also be in resonance with that, which means giving that to yourself as well. Before you look out, like never look outside of yourself for anything, because it's all in here. Everything you need is in here. Everything. And if it's not, then you need to start changing that by going within and giving it to yourself. And that's how you bring in the people, places, and things that you are a match to, right? You'll hear that often, but this card has come out a lot lately. So this very specific card. So you'll probably hear that over and over and over. The spirit's like, hey, get the message or get the memo. In a loving way, of course. I mean, spirit's never like, dur, 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 dur. No, that's our human conditioning. That's like that. All right, Spirit, what is the message? Oh, I saw this card while I was shuffling and I split the deck. Nice. I'm so glad this came out. I knew it was relevant as soon as I saw it. You have the power to create the life you love. Remember that. You do. It's all within you. So whatever you're missing or you feel like you're missing inside of you, start giving that to yourself so that you can empower yourself, right? You have everything you need, and you have this vision, and you have this pull, and you have this new direction, this new life before you. You have the power. Nobody else has control over your life, over your thoughts, over your actions. You do. Only you. Even if you're in a terrible relationship that has control, you still have the power to lead. So remember that. Like you're an extremely powerful creator. You are an extremely powerful being. You haven't recognized your power yet. That's okay. No fault of yours. We are all conditioned to believe that we are powerless. But now it's time to flip the script on that and relearn something new, something different. And take back your power. Take back control over your life. Call back all your power. Call back all aspects of yourself because you deserve it. And the life that you're creating is up to you. So you have the power to create the same thing that you just went through, or you have the power to create something totally new. It's in your hands. And as I just said that, and a card fell out, and flowers came out, and I I don't know. I think this is my card because it keeps coming out even in my own personal readings. Like I literally just put this card back today because I was like, oh, flowers. I used to go back in there. That was my card. Okay, I'm gonna put it back because I didn't actually specify for the collective, so we'll see if it comes out. All right, Spirit. Which self-care activity does the collective need most? Okay, I already got two cards. Oh. Okay, so this goes back to the first message that came through about a relationship. Um, I get the feeling like you must know this person, or you've met them, or you had something happen where it seemed like it was going to happen in the past, and then it just didn't. Something happened. Or this is somebody you've met recently. It's somebody I think that you know, because this card is flirt. Okay? This is somebody that you know. And if you're just going to meet them shortly here, be flirtatious. If you don't know them and you meet them, it's okay to be a little flirtatious. Of course, have boundaries, don't give up any aspects of self. You still need to have healthy expectations and boundaries. But yeah, very interesting. The second card that is coming through is bake. Okay, so for those of you who are not resonating with the relationship aspect, it's not focusing. It may be time for you to either create something in the kitchen by yourself or even with your children if you have children, with a friend, with family member. Maybe bake something from your childhood that, one of your parents or your grandparents used to make. Um, and if you're not a baker, if you're not a cook, it might be time for you to indulge in a little treat. I'm excited about that. I like having treats. I don't have a lot of treats often, so that's a good card for me. And if you're not interested in treats, then maybe have a piece of fruit, but indulge a little bit today in that little sweet tooth of yours, even if you don't have a sweet tooth. All right. Okay, so wonderful. I am going to close the session here. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here, spending your time with me, getting to know me a little bit more. I'm hoping to get to know some of you. So if you want to leave a comment, feel free. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe and welcome to the community. For all my returning subscribers, you know I love you. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.